Hallelujah. We love you. We'll go ahead and go to a quick word of prayer. We're going to get into it. We're going to fellowship. I don't know what y'all going to do, but hopefully y'all fellowship too. All right, without further ado, dear Abba Yah, we again thank you for Shabbat. We thank you for loving us. We thank you for your word. We thank you for you just doing manifestations within our lives, Father, for showing us that you hear your people, that you love your people, and you come to us when we are righteous and we incline our ear to you and your word. And we do what it is that you told us to do, Father. We thank you for application and us actually walking in the spirit of application, that we're not just hearers, but that we're also doers of your word. We pray, Father, as we go through this word, that it will touch us, it will show us the things that we need to see, what you're saying to us, it will help us to be strengthened to continue to go on with what you have for us. Father, we pray that we will have endurance even until the end. We bind up any spirits of witchcraft that try to come up against this message, that try to come up against your people. And you're set apart now. We also, Father, we thank you for the awakening that is already going on, the rising that's already happening amongst all of Israel, all across this world. And you're set apart now, we pray and give thanks. It is so, it is so, it is so. And y'all say, oh, okay, the babies, and take up saying it as well. All right, we're going to go out of 2 chapters in the same book. We're going to be in Better Sheet or Genesis. Those in King Jimmy Land, we're going to be starting with the 22nd chapter. Better Sheet or Genesis 22.
22 and 27.
We're going to start at verse 1 from, just read the first 18 verses, and then we're going to go to chapter 32. Start at the 22nd verse.
Genesis 22.
Yep, so Genesis 22 and Genesis 32. It's 10 books apart. What does 10 represent? What does it signify? Yeah, you can go ahead and say it. Say it like it. Law, responsibility to the law. And that's why there's 10 wedding vows and 10 commandments. To go along with the other laws, statutes, and commandments. Well, I'm not going to get on that one today because we talked about that last week. So it'll be easy today. And it reads, and it came to be after these events that Elohim tried Abraham and said to him, Abraham. And he said, here I am. And he said, take your son now, your only son, Yishak, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as an ascending offering on one of the mountains which I command you. And Abraham rose early in the morning and saddled his donkey and took 2 of his young men with him, and Yishak his son, and he split the wood for the ascending offering and arose and went to the place which Elohim had commanded him. And on the 3rd day Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the place from a distance. So Abraham said to his young men, stay here with the donkey while the boy and I go over there and worship and come back to you. And Abraham took the wood of the ascending offering and laid it on Yishak, his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and the 2 of them went together. Yishak spoke to Abraham, his father, and said, my father. And he said, here I am, my son. And he said, see the fire and the wood, but where's the lamb for the ascending offering? And Abraham said, my son, Elohim does provide for himself the lamb for an ascending offering. And the 2 of them went together. When they came to the place which Elohim had commanded him, and Abraham built a slaughter place there and placed the wood in order. And he bound Yishak his son and laid him on the slaughter place upon the wood. And Abraham stretched out his hand, and he took the knife to slay his son. But the messenger of Yahweh called to him from the heavens and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here I am. And he said, do not lay your hand on the boy, nor touch him. For now I know that you fear Elohim, seeing you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. And Abraham lifted his eyes and looked and saw behind him a ram caught in a bush by its horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up for an ascending offering instead of his son. And Abraham called the name of the place Yahweh Uriah, as it is said to this day. On the mountain, Yahweh provides. When the messenger of Yahweh called to Abraham a second time from the heavens and said, by myself I have sworn, declares Yahweh, because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, that I shall certainly bless you, and I shall certainly increase your seed as the stars of the heavens, and as the sand which is on the seashore, and let your seed possess the gate of their enemies. And in your seed all the nations. Let me say that again. And in your seed all the nations. Hold on, let me do it one more time. And in your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. All right, let's go over to 32 real quick. Start at the 22nd verse.
32.
Bereshit, Genesis 32:22. And he arose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 female servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford of Yabok. And he took them and sent them over the stream and sent over what he had. Yaakov was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he did not overcome him, he touched the socket of his hip. And the socket of Jacob's hip was dislocated as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaks. But he said, I'm not letting you go until you have blessed me. So he asked him, what is your name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, your name is no longer called Jacob, but Israel, because you have striven with Elohim and with men and have overcome. And Jacob asked him, saying, please let me know your name. And he said, why do you ask about my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen Elohim face to face, and my life is preserved. And the sun rose on him as he passed over Peniel, and he limped on his hip. That is why the children of Israel to this day do not eat the sinew of the hip, which is on the socket of the thigh, because he touched the socket of the thigh of Jacob in the sinew of the hip. You may be seated. Thank you for standing while I read all that. I had a micro machine read. Today's message, sermon, whatever you want to call it, just make sure it's holy, is holding choices. Holding choices. And during testimony, some people were talking a little bit about that. So you got my message. Holding choices. Many of us are holding on to things that we want to keep, whether they are good or bad for us. I learned at an early age that the things you hold on to the most are the things you value the most. Now, that's not to say that what we hold on to is necessarily of any value. We just think it's valuable because we want to hold on to it. Hence the term, I don't know if you probably heard it, one man's trash is another man's trash. Oh, what? Y'all know something about that? Okay. Praise his name. Y'all got me talking high again. Or the high voice. I don't want nobody to say, oh, boy, he's high. Willie Hutch. Some of y'all might know him. The singer Willie Hutch made a song called I Choose You for the soundtrack of The Mac. No, y'all probably didn't know nothing about blaxploitation back then, but The Mac came out in 1973. And then again, this song was made popular when Outkast and UGK came out with an international players anthem, and they sampled Brother Willie Hutch's song, I Choose You. Now, the Willie Hutch song was a beautiful love song, and even talking about, wanting to, you found somebody that you love and you want to marry him. Sad thing, he was on a movie called The Mac, which was dealing with pimps and hoes and dirty cops and all that other stuff. And then on top of that, you look at when UGK and Outkast did that anthem, again, it was talking about the same stuff. There was nothing holy about it. Right. So you see that Israel, we have always had an issue with mixing the set apart, or as scripture says, sacred, with the profane. Trying to put something that's supposed to be holy and something that's supposed to be pure, something that's supposed to be righteous, and mixing it with the unrighteous. We always do that. I don't know how you can look at the book and read the book and study the book and not see you, Negro, i.e. Israelite. But I digress. We ain't gonna gut punch anybody yet. It's coming, but not yet. When we get to chapter 22 of Bereshit, we see that Father Abraham is now about to be tested by Yah to see what he would choose to hold on to. I choose you. Oh, you do? Okay, let's see. But before we get to that point, let's look back in chapter 21, the previous chapter, and when you look at the end, and I'm just going to paraphrase it, but basically, Father Abraham was having an issue with some of the servants of King Abimelech. And Abimelech was a Philistine king, and his name means father is king. Him and his general came to meet Father Abraham, and it's like, hey, we want to do covenant with, we already know that your Yah is got power, he got that juice. So I want to do a covenant with you. And that's what usually happens. When people find out that you got that strong tower, you got that rock, you got something that they don't have. Oh, they want to get in covenant. I want to be friend now.
Right.
Because I don't want you to just be like, you know what? Yeah, you today. And then you come and get me, and then he going to hear you. Because if you look earlier on in that, remember when, well, y'all should know when we was doing Torah study, that Father Abraham always had an issue of saying that Mother Sarah was his sister.
Yeah.
Because y'all know Israelite women, they bad. And so they looked and he's like, unless they kill me, he's like, son, I wonder what Mama was looking like. He always had to say, oh, this is my sister, so they don't kill. And so the king took the wife, and then Yah stood in and said, hey, I'm about to touch you. Because you messing with something that ain't yours. Right. Now, he didn't trust enough to just be like, you know what, that's me, what you want to do. Mm-hmm. But I got his back. So I'm going to go ahead and let you get sick. You about to die. Unless you give back what don't belong to you. Now that hopefully is speaking to somebody. Just he want that little discourse right there. And so he learned his lesson. And he learned that Yah was serious. Yah was real. And so he said, okay, let's have covenant. And when they came out there, Abraham was like, hey, why you coming out here doing this covenant with me and your men? It's on some mess. Mm-hmm. I dug this well, and they done took the well. They deboed and said, it's my well. And so he said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the covenant. Let me give you 7 ewe lambs. And 7 means what? 7 signifies what? Complete. Oh, okay, all right. Praise God. Oh. And so we're going to make this complete. Mm-hmm. Our covenant with me and you is going to what? Be complete. And also this is to show that this is mine. And y'all see this mine. Y'all see I dug this. Mm-hmm. And then after he did that, then when you look at the end, let's go to verse 33 in chapter 21. It's just the 2 last verses. 33, and it said, and he planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there called on the name of Yahweh, the everlasting El. Now, why did he do that? Because that's when he messed up, is when he called on the name of Yahweh, the everlasting El. And so, now when we get to 22, chapter 22, we see why Yah was like, oh, well, you want me? Oh, you called on me? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. We're going to see how bad you want it, because, many times we say we want something, and then when we get it, I don't want this. Oh, why you give this to me? Like, you asked for it. Yes. You said you wanted it. You wanted that job. Don't cry about it now. Oh, you was begging for some kids. Oh, you got them. Don't cry now. Oh, you wanted that man or that woman. You thought that you just had it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let you have it. And then the first thing you saying, this thing that you gave me, like, no. You mean this thing that you asked for? Right. Don't get mad now, because I'm giving you what you asked for. You remember you complained and saying, he don't hear me. Okay, I heard you. Don't cry. And the thing is, we have to look at, there was another thing about this encounter is that Beersheba means well of 7. Again, 7 means complete. And this was located in the Negev desert area, which ironically is where our Israelite family that was from the Shai or Chicago, to you that don't know what the Shai means, that they left, I believe it was in the 60s with Brother Ben-Ami. They left here and went back to our homeland. They stopped off, I believe it was in Liberia or somewhere before they got there. Of course, they got there, and the apostles was like, well, we don't want y'all here. Y'all go to the desert. Go to the Negev. So they went there. And the thing is, it was desert. It was desolate, basically. They started doing things, and Yah being with them, because he's always with his people, it started to flourish. It started growing, and now where they at? They built an apartment, built all types of stuff out there in the Negev, where they put the true people of Yah that went back home. Whether they're supposed to go or not, that's going to be up to Yah. All of us going to get to go. Well, not all of us. Those that endure. Right. And those that ain't the rebels in the wilderness will get to go. But the thing is, we're going to put you in the Negev not knowing that you still put them close to where their Heavenly Father, or not Heavenly Father, but their father and our father, Abraham, had the covenant at Beersheba.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tree that he used wasn't just any kind of tree that he planted. It was a tamarisk tree. And the thing about the tamarisk tree is that it's able to withstand drought. It's adaptable. It's able to withstand droughts, soil salinity, and saltwater spray. Salt water usually will kill other types of plants. But this plant is adaptable. It's able to take that. This tree is also used for windbreaks, and it's also used for shade. It also has many other uses. The funny thing is, it's not indigenous to North America, so they probably brought some tamarisk over here when they brought us over here. And in North America, or mainly the western part of North America, some of the species of tamarisk are considered pests because they draw out scarce water with their deep roots, displacing the native plants. Now think about that. This tree that ain't from around here, that's actually from our home, it goes over to areas where the water is kind of scarce, and being the kind of tree that it is, it has deep roots, so it sucks up the water from the plants that's used to living there. Mm-hmm. And so that's why it becomes a pest. Now think about Israel. We come from a land far away to this place that's not our home. Mm-hmm. We become pests because we still have deep roots. They took our history. They took our names, took everything, but somehow, no matter where we get planted, because the roots is deep and it's innately in us, that we start sucking up the water from the things that was here that originally was from here. Mm-hmm. So we become pests. Why do you think they keep on chopping down the trees, i.e. shooting us when we unarmed? Mm-hmm. All the other different things that they do to us. Because the thing is, our roots are so deep that we still suck up the water, and the water is life because we're drawn to water. Mm-hmm. What did he say? Who is the living water? And who is part of the living water? We are. We will always buy bodies of water. Mm-hmm. I'm bread when you're hungry, and I'm what? Water when you're thirsty. So I'm going to make sure you get, what do you say? I come not but for who? The lost sheep
of Israel.
Israel. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we soak it up, the thing that they can't get to, that's why they look at us as pests, just like the tamarisk tree. But we are also a shade because what? He said, through you, the people will learn to have a relationship with me. Mm-hmm. And what did he tell Father Abraham? After he passed the test, he said, through your seed, all the nations
will be blessed.
Yeah. Will be what?
Blessed.
Say it again. Say it with your chest.
Blessed.
They will be blessed. So the little pesky, or they ain't really little, the pesky tree, tamarisk tree, which is representative of us, is going to give shade. Mm. We're adaptable. Are we not adaptable? Mm-hmm. We know what it's like to not to have nothing and still live and thrive. That's why when other stuff is really starting to come down and happen, we're going to be like, man, I haven't been here. Mm-hmm. I know what this is about. I'll be just like Brother Shaul, who was a Benjamin. I learned to have a lot. Learn to have a little. But you know, in all the things I learned what to do,
be content.
Somebody know the book? Somebody know? When Abraham called on the name of Yah, he was choosing Yah. The beginning of our text says that after those events, Yah, Nasah, or tested, proved, and tried him. Nasah spelled N-A-S-A-H. N-A-S-A-H, that's the English transliteration. Nasah, and it means test, prove, try. The word Nasah is comprised of the letters Nun, Sin, or for some of those that do the modern, I don't really care too much for the modern version, is Semek, and Hey. So Nun, Sin, Hey. And it denotes a test to prove one deserves to be lifted up or elevated / promoted. Again, it denotes a test to prove one deserves to be lifted up or elevated / promoted. So what was going on? Yah was testing him because he called on him. And when he called on him, he was showing, I trust you. Oh, you trust me. I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Remember to be careful. Like I told y'all before in testimony, remember to be careful when you call on him. Yeah. Because he will show up. Mm-hmm. And he will test you.
Yes, he will.
He's like, I showed him, now I want to see if you'll show up. Because just like you called for me, I'm calling for you. Just like I told y'all, remember, said Satan asked for Shaul, he's asked for all of us.
Yes.
or ask for Peter, Kepha, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, y'all also ask for us, and y'all asking for us supersedes him asking.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all ask for us, but he's going to test us as well, but it's going to be for our good.
Good. Right.
And I also got to see, do I really trust him?
Right.
You ever thought you love somebody, you started wondering, do I really love them? Because you love them when they're looking all shiny and new. But then, when you start finding out things that you didn't know, because they sent the representative out first. You know, everybody always send their representative out. They don't come out and show the jerk.
Right.
They want to show everything good. It's like, okay, I've seen this. Now I'm going to stick around because I can find out who the real you. I want to see the real you.
Right.
And so y'all was like, okay, I'm here. Now you be here. Let's see. How much do you really want me? How much do you really love me? How much do you really trust me? Y'all need to sit back and think sometimes. How much do I love y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm about to ask him something. Or I'm about to say, strengthen me. That's why I said, you better make sure you know what you're praying before you pray.
That's right.
Father, give me strength. Oh, I'm glad you asked.
That's right.
Here you go. Oh, it don't look right. I don't like it. It hurts. You're like, but no, when you're weak, I'm strong. Father, give me endurance. Oh, you shouldn't have asked me that. I'm so glad. Father, teach me patience. Oh!
Yes.
Oh!
Everybody pretty good on your nerves.
You came to me and you asked for the right stuff. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. But the thing is, it had to happen because we have to be proved to show, do I deserve the thing that I'm asking for, the blessings that I want? Do I really deserve it? Because we always want stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just like kids, they go past something, go past the store. Oh, I want that. You see a commercial. I want a hamburger now because I saw a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I want them shoes because I saw that. I want some ice cream now.
Mm-hmm.
I want this. I want that. And then when they get it, what they do with it?
Tear it up.
Tear it up. They don't do nothing with it.
Don't wear them.
They basically don't honor the fact that you gave them what they wanted. They're like, okay, I got it. I don't care about it no more. I want something else. And so the thing is, you got to prove whoever wanted the promotion at their job. Raise it high. Don't be ashamed. And the thing is, you want the promotion without realizing what it entails, first off, to get it, what it entails to keep it, and what all comes with having that title, what all comes with having that position. All of us that are awakened to what our heritage is, I'm glad to be an Israelite. I'm glad to be one of the children of Yah, one of the chosen of Yah. It sounds good, but you forget. He's like, why did I choose you? You chose him for what? To just say you Israel? To just say, we going back home one day. He gonna get all the Edomites. He gonna get everybody else. It's like, no, I'm gonna get you right now because you still ain't doing what I chose you to do.
Right.
I chose you unto me, to follow me, to love me. I brought you as a people unto myself. But you want to go out with everybody else.
What they doing?
But you talking about you still Israel.
Hallelujah.
You calling on me, but you calling for all the wrong reasons. Just like when we about to get in somebody's closet. Because all of us probably done been there. We sit up there, we like, well, you call somebody in the midnight hour, and it ain't y'all. And we calling them because we want what we want. Then when we get what we want,
it wasn't worth it.
And like you said, you realize it really wasn't. But it's because I couldn't control. I was bypassing what I wanted for what I needed. What I really needed was relationship, was oneness, was true intimacy.
Right.
But what I got, I just got some hand-me-down stuff.
Right.
I got something that was fickle and didn't matter because I called on the wrong person. If I called on y'all hold me at night.
Yes, he will.
Y'all will rock me to sleep. Y'all will let me know you're beautiful, you're worth something.
Yes.
Y'all won't get up and leave.
No, you won't. Hallelujah.
Y'all won't make me feel cheap.
Come on now.
Y'all's like, if you call me, I'm going to be here.
Yes.
And I'm going to stay as long as you need me. And I'm going to make sure that you're going to get everything
Yes.
that you were supposed to get. Because I want you to have it.
Yes.
Again, don't call on him unless you really want him to show up. Is that good to you? It's good to me. And then when you call on him and he's like, okay, now I choose you. Let's go through this test. Let's see, how much do you really want that blessing? How much do you really want that gift? How much do you really want peace? You want patience? Okay, show me how much you want it. And based on what you do in this test dictates if I'm going to elevate you or not, or you're going to be a no-go at this station. He told him, take your only son. Not just your only son, but take the one you love. Now, was Yishak his only son?
No.
Because he had Ishmael first, right? But the thing is, the promise wasn't with Ishmael.
Right.
So it's like, take the thing that you love.
Right.
And he loved Ishmael, but he didn't love him the way that he loved Yishak. Because Yishak was where it was at.
Right.
Remember the LL Cool J song, Who Do You Love, Are You For Sure? One of them summer songs back in the 90s. And the thing is, we realize is, he's like, I don't want the thing that you kind of like, or the one thing that you like, oh yeah, this is cool. I want to keep this. I want the thing that you like, I can't do without it. I feel like I need this. I want that. The wives usually, they usually want the thing that the husband, like they wait. It's like, oh, he wants that. I want it now. I want that last piece of chicken. Oh, that's the last piece of cake? It's our juke joint. You know what is that, and the thing is, he has to prove, what's more valuable to me. This thing that ain't going to last that long, or the thing that I asked Yah for. The thing that he gave me because he said, you need this because it said it's not good, not that for a man to be, it's not good what it said, it's not good that man is alone. Because we get crazy when we get by ourselves sometimes. We get a little...
Just a little bit.
Some of us kind of off anyway.
And then you by yourself.
And so the thing is, when you have your wife, she helps you to balance out. Just like when she has her husband, you help her to balance out. That's why I said it ain't good. And the thing is, when you don't have Yah, you alone.
Yep. Yeah.
And all we got to do is look at the world and see, who got Yah and who alone.
Yep.
Because look at how they act. That's why they're not elevated. They try to get elevation, but it's not coming from Yah. That's why they're going to, instead of, every time you try to elevate yourself, all you're doing is going down. Because where you going to end up? In hell. In Sheol.
Yes.
And then where Sheol going to end up in the lake of fire.
That's right.
The bottomless pit.
Right.
So you go over to one bad place and going to get put in a place that's worse than that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't call on the name, you didn't call on him right. And then you didn't show up for him when he showed up for you. So again, take your son and go to the land of Moriah. This is how it's pronounced in our language. They'll say Moriah. Which is a place known for sacrifice to offer up his son / blessing that Yah promised to give him. And that he waited so long for. You ever waited so long for something, you get it. And all of a sudden somebody like, I want it. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to bless you with this, but I'm coming back for it. Don't get too comfortable. Because I want that. But you gave it, y'all know. Just remember what you said. You gave it to me.
Right.
So, if I gave it, and it ain't like they say, it ain't Indian giving, it's just that, it was mine from the jump.
Right.
I'm just letting you hold on to it. I want to see what you're going to do with it.
Yeah.
One sponsor, I can give it to you, but what you going to do with it? That's the thing we got to worry. What am I really going to do with this thing? Am I going to treat it right? Am I going to raise it right? Am I going to teach it the ways of Yah? Or do I just want it just so I can have something to look at and to puff myself up in pride? So that's why Yah didn't just tell him to go to just any place. He said, I want you to go to a specific place that is known for sacrifice. which means I need to sacrifice of the thing that you love the most. We're about to find out what's more valuable to you. Holding on to yas and changing hands, like they say, or holding on to the thing. And a lot of us test the line, like my dad said, they test the line. We swear up and down, oh, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to do what you say. Oh, I'm going to give it to you, Father. Whatever you want me to do, I'll give it. He's like, okay, give me that right now. I'm going to give it to you this week. Or you don't really, he ain't really saying that he wants that. It's metaphorical or figuratively speaking.
Right.
Or what he really means is like, no, I told you what I want.
Right.
Give me that. And don't delay. Because now, Father, bring it to me now. Oh, right now. He's like, oh, you want it now, huh? Okay, listen, don't come up with that mess about, well, I'm going to hold on to it. I told you about that time that he got me while I was on the organ, playing, the choir was singing, everything like that, and he's like, praise me. I had no problem praising him. But I was like, let me finish the song first. Because I don't want to mess up the song, and I had a choir mess up, and he was like, Carlton, praise me. I was like, Father, I'm going to do it, but just let me. And he's like, I didn't ask you to do it when you ready.
Right.
You more concerned about finishing this song, and he probably wouldn't really care for the song anyway, because some of the people that singing it, their heart wasn't right anyway.
Come on now.
It would be real. And he's like, I ain't worried about them. I didn't come to them. Maybe he did come to them, and they wouldn't give it to him. So it's like, I know where I get it from.
That's right.
I know who say they love me. I know who really love me.
They're authentic.
I pick you. I choose you, Carlton. And at that moment, he let me know, like, if you don't praise me now, I'm going to leave you.
Wow.
Father, I'm doing it. And I started feeling my spirit. I started feeling his spirit leave me. And it was the coldest feeling that I had ever felt. I felt like I was going to die. I'm on this organ playing, and nobody knows I felt like I was about to die.
Wow.
And at that moment, when I started feeling, I just broke down and started crying and praising him. And everybody just looking at me like, because Carlton is cool, calm, and collected. I ain't an emotional person like that. And people looking, it's like, I've never seen it all of Israel. Is Carlton up there praising and crying and shouting? And I was like, I ain't about to lose this. Y'all got it on. I was like, I ain't about to lose this.
Should have been there.
Because that was valuable. He was more valuable to me than my pride.
Right, yes.
He was more valuable to me than what somebody was going to say. Like, you don't know him like I know him.
Right.
You don't know what he's done. I can tell you some things he's done for me, but you don't know what he has done for me.
Right.
And so when he required that, and I was trying to be cute. And the thing is, I was going to give it to him, but I was like, I'm going to choose. And he's like, no. Now. Now, what blessing could I have been missing out on if I hadn't? One, I was going to miss his spirit.
Yes.
And at that moment, I understood why those people that's out there acting a plumb fool is acting a plumb fool, because they are dead inside because they don't feel his spirit in them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the coldest feeling. And that's what made me shout. I was like, I ain't going to lose. No, you want me to shout? You want me to dance for you? You want me to sing? What you want me to do? I cut a rug right on this organ. I don't care. These people can put me out. I don't care.
Right.
Just don't leave. You don't leave me.
Right.
You don't put me out. And so I gave my sacrifice, quote unquote, a praise. Now he's asking Father Abraham, your turn, you do that.
Right.
Give your son to me.
Woo, Father.
The son you waited so long for. You were 100 years old when you finally got him. And I want him. I want him. And you're gonna take him. And the thing is, he said, I want you to go to this place and you're gonna meet me there. Again, meet me at the spot. The block is hot.
Right.
And so he left and he took 2 young men with him. If 2 or 3 are gathered,
In my name.
I will be what?
In the midst.
And in our culture, the thing is, you needed to have at least 2 people to be what? Witnesses. So these brothers was witnesses. And when you look at the book of Yasher, they call it Jasher. Even though we know that there was no J. The book of Jasher gives a more in-depth about who them 2 brothers were. The book of Yasher says that one of them was Ishmael.
Mm.
And it said the other one was Eleazar. If you remember, Eleazar was his main servant.
Mm-hmm.
The one that he sent out to go get Ishak a wife later on. The one that he was originally going to give his inheritance over to, because he's like, I ain't got no son. And y'all was like, nah, it ain't him. I'm going to give you one, but you have to what? Trust me. And so those two witnesses, they went with them, and they saw that there was no sacrifice. They saw that they brought everything needed but the sacrifice. And they know that they go into a place that's known for sacrifices. In the book of Yasher, it's saying that both of them knew that Yishak was about to be sacrificed. Mm. And so they were speaking amongst themselves, and Ishmael said, well, hey, Dad about to kill my brother, so now the inheritance will be mine. Mm. And Eliezer was like, no. I done been with him all. He kicked you out. He kicked you and your mom out. Right. So clearly,
it's going to be mine.
It's going to be mine.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you look at, they're more concerned about themselves. Something's about to be offered up. Someone that they should love. And that should speak to somebody, because 1 minute people was loving the Mashiach when he came in riding on a donkey, right? Mm-hmm. Hosanna. Mm-hmm. Oh, we love you. But then later on, what? Crucified. People casting lots and stuff like that. They think more about their inheritance. Mm-hmm. Crucified. And don't we see the scriptures are always going to allude to him, because what? He is the Word made flesh. In the beginning
was the Word.
And the Word was what? Was with them. And then the Word was what?
Was
him. And nothing was made that could be made without what? Without him.
The Word.
Thank you, Yahanan, for telling us that. Thank you.
Yes.
And then the thing is, just as they knew, the quote-unquote two witnesses knew, Yishak knew he was going to be offered up too. Mm-hmm. In both books, in the book of Yasher, and yes, Yasher is part of the script. If you look in 2 Samuel, chapter 1, verse 18, it talks about the book of Yasher. And then you look in Joshua, or Yehoshua, not Yahoshua, Yehoshua, chapter 10, verse 13, it also speaks of the book of Yasher. So those are saying, he going on something else, shut up. It's in there. Read it, learn to study. Learn to read. It'll help you. Reading is fundamental. And so the thing is, you look at, he knew. He asked his dad. He said, Dad, I see the wood. I see the fire. Yes. Where that lamb at? Where that worthy is the lamb at? Where that? Where that worthy is the lamb? And what did the father say? He's like, you'll provide. Y'all can provide, but let's go, you and me, let's go a little bit further. Y'all stay back. Let's go further. And that'll go to show you that a lot of times people, they will see, or they'll know what's going to happen, that there's about to be some sacrifice going on with you, but they're more concerned about themselves and what they can get out of your sacrifice. I know that you done went through a whole bunch. Can I borrow? Can I get this? Well, I'm hoping that your sacrifice and the blessings you get from that is going to trickle down to me. It's kind of like when you look at the prodigal son, or you look at the Menendez brothers, they didn't want to wait, so they killed the parents.
Yes.
Or other people was like, they just waiting for their parents to die so they can get the inheritance. It was like, what you have means more to me than you. I find more value in that instead of you, so I choose that. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of us as Yisrael has done to our Heavenly Father. Mm-hmm. I want your blessings. Wow. I don't want you. Wow. I don't want your word, because if you give me a word and I know what I got to follow, I don't want all that. Mm-hmm. And then so that we end up being like we learn in organized religion, you don't take all that. It's like, where do they do that at? Right. Again, let's go to the place of sacrifice without a sacrifice. And Yah will provide. I'm trusting. I'm choosing Yah. It's cute when we say, why I'll eat Yah over everything. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, a lot of us don't mean it. Mm. We like things that sound good. Mm-hmm. We like things that feel good. Mm-hmm. But we don't like things that really are good, because the stuff that's really good, it costs. Mm-hmm. What does it profit a man?
To gain the whole world and lose itself.
And what can he give in exchange?
What can give?
Y'all might know a little something. Y'all stick with the warrior. We almost there. We almost there. And later on in the book of Yasher, when it gets to sacrifice time, Yishak speaks and says, Dad, I want you to tie me tightly before you put me on the altar. Because I don't want to end up moving when you cut me and end up profaning the sacrifice. And he said, Dad, do it now. Do it quickly. Sacrifice me quickly. I'm ready. I'm sacrificing myself. And both of them is crying, and Father Abraham is crying and shouting out. It's tears of sadness, but it's also joy because he's like, my son is doing this. And Yishak is also a representation or alluding to who? The Mashiach. Because if you look before, it says that he put the wood on Yishak. Meaning that he gave Yishak the wood to carry. And what was the Mashiach carrying after they whooped his Hebrew behind? The stake. Or they want to say a cross, which wasn't really a cross. It was, even in Greek, it was a staros, which still means a stake. Again, reading from the middle.
Yeah.
So to show myself approved. So we see that he's holding the wood that's going to be used for his sacrifice. The Mashiach held the wood that was going to be, and carried the wood that was going to be used for his sacrifice as well. Father Abraham carried the fire and carried the knife. We ain't going to go too deep in that because y'all just want to see if y'all going to use what y'all's giving y'all to let it. I ain't got to do everything for you. But just think about what a star represent and what the blade represent. Y'all handle that. And ask y'all to manifest it for you because y'all can't look for me to do everything all the time. And I'm sorry for y'all on TV land, but y'all need to learn too. Can't go off of what every man says.
That's right. I know.
You got to make sure and have that relationship. I can give it to you, but you got to eat it. And so again, you look at, he said that I want you to sacrifice me because this is the Father's will. What did Mashiach say? I got to do this. Remember in the Garden of Gethsemane, flesh cried out for a little bit. He said, flesh, shut up. Not my will.
But your will be done.
And then he did what he was supposed to do. He did what he needed to do.
Yes.
And because he ended up being that substitute for us, just like that ram in the bush ended up being the substitute for Yishak, salvation came. But it had to be trust. It had to be somebody choosing Yah over everything else. Which means that it ain't truly sacrifice unless it's something that you want. Do y'all want just any kind of thing? You have an ish, a husband, and you just going to accept just any kind of love you want to give?
No, thank you.
But like, here, I got you something. So you better run that back. You can't because he be held to pay. You make him a plate, just throw the plate down.
Okay.
You iron a robe or a shirt, you're like, here you go.
What you thought it shirt for? Yeah.
Let's try this again. Maybe I was going crazy.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it's sacrifice. And then the thing is, when you actually have eyes to see that somebody is really sacrificing for you, like, oh, I'm with you to the end. You ain't got to worry about me going nowhere.
Right.
I deals with you.
Right.
And I want everybody to know.
Okay.
That's me playing.
That's me, baby. That's bad.
That's me. Well, you want something, honey? I want to start doing. You need anything?
Right.
Massage or something? You need something? Because the thing is, like, this person proved that they are with you, and there's nothing that they won't give you. And only an idiot would mess that up.
An idiot.
And what do you think all of us are every time Yah's like, man, whatever you want, whatever you need, just come to me. Spend time with me. Love me because I love you. Let that other thing go because that ain't me. That's what's keeping you from getting in a deeper relationship with me. Stop sabotaging yourself. Here we go. Look at it. No, I wouldn't mean it for that one, but you got to do it. Stop sabotaging yourself. Because what I got for you, baby.
Yes, come through.
Oh, you're going to be like, whew, why did I get rid of this sooner? Why did I trust you? Why not? Let's do a do-over. I bet y'all sacrifice a lot quicker this time. And the thing is, what do we call to be living?
Sacrifice.
Holy and acceptable. So the thing is, we're supposed to be just like Yeshua and be like, bind me tightly, bind me securely, because I don't want to profane the sacrifice I'm getting. Because why am I going to sacrifice and not get nothing from it?
Right.
I need to have my heart in it.
Right.
Because he judges the inward parts.
Yeah.
Sacrifice
Yeah.
must really be what? Sacrificial. I choose you, Yah.
Yes.
I choose you over my life. That's what Yeshua was showing. I choose you over my life.
Yes.
Because he's the author and finisher
Oh.
of my faith, of my life.
Yes.
He's the olive and the toad.
Yes.
And in the Greek, they want to say Alpha and Omega. Boom. The thing is, he's my beginning and my ending and my middle. He is my everything. He ain't gonna be like the men and the women who be lying to church. Oh, you my everything. Why you looking at the person that behind you?
Lies, you too.
Oh, you my everything while you looking at the screen and looking at someone else like, ooh.
Right.
You buy everything while the person's crying out. You thinking about everything else, but try to how to help them get through what they're going through. Again, I want you to meet me at the place for sacrifice, and I want you to burn the very thing that you want the most. Because when you burn that, then you really gonna find out what you really wanted the most was really me. What you really needed the most was really me. Abraham know that Yah had all powers. He's like, well, you probably just bring him back to life and be like, who bring him back to life? Yeah. Or you might make a provision to where I don't have to give him up. You just want to see what I'm going to do. Yeah. Have you ever tested somebody just to see what they would do? It wasn't that you was going to go through what you just want to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how many people that got the relationship broke up because they sent their friend or other family member be like, test them.
Right. You failed.
Let me see. Are we really together? Or you just playing me? You just waiting till you can find something that you think is better.
Right.
And that's what a lot of us do with Yah. Oh, I love him. He's so good. He's sweet. I know. And you got Satan on speed dial.
On speed dial.
As soon as you get done reading, as soon as you get out of service or whatever, going after sin. Yeah. But you love him. I loved him for however long I was in service, but I forgot about him when it was over.
Wow.
I love him when I'm sad, I'm scared, and I need him. Well, Oak, you can come through. I was just calling to see how you doing, y'all. It's been a while. You doing all right? Yes. I feel silly asking you this, stuff like that, because it's been a while since we talked. But I was just wondering if if you could let me hold something. If you could bless me, my health is a little down, and I was just wondering. I forgot. I love you. It's just I just want to make sure that I was doing right. And I just didn't want to come to you any kind of way. That's what we use that excuse. Well, I want to make sure that I'm right when I come to you. Like,
ooh.
You ain't never gonna get right as long as you stay away from me.
Come on. It's only through him that you're gonna get right.
You just want to be right now and using me for right now.
Right.
You ever ready to sacrifice or no? I don't talk to you. When you get like Ishak and say, I'm gonna sacrifice my lifestyle. I'm gonna take up my stake, deny myself, and sacrifice myself daily to prove to you I love you. What you want me to give away today, Father? Who do you want me to get out my friends list? Who you want me to stop talking to?
Who I need to block today?
You don't want me to be friends with no more. Who is going to keep me, or who's going to be a stumbling block to keep me from giving you the right kind of sacrifice? Yeah. I'll let them go. Me and my wife said when we first started courting each other, because we didn't date, they ain't our thing. We courted, and we told each other like, whoever we was like, these are different people that we were friends, all this other stuff, and it's like, say the word, they gone. Just say it because you mean more to me. And I don't want anything to be considered a stumbling block. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I don't want you to be worrying about this or that. So just let me know. Let's go down the line. If you say all of them,
they go.
I ain't going to fight anyone because the thing is I find value in you.
Yes, come on, come through.
Because I have you, I don't. What I need, all this. When I got you, and so that's how we have to be with y'all. We got to tell y'all what. Don't sit up there and lie. Be like, whatever you want me to do, Father, I'll go if I got to go by myself. You're like, okay.
Because you finna go by yourself.
You about to be by yourself a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way I'm going to find out how much you really trust me and how much you really love me and how much this relationship with me matters to you. Because this is the only one that's going to get you through, baby. Man will forsake you.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends will forsake you.
Mm-hmm.
Your loved ones will forsake you.
Come on now, come on.
But I stick closer
Than any brother.
than any fam.
Yes.
I will never ever leave you,
Nor forsake you.
nor forsake you. Somebody knows something.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
And so when he talking that talk, now that ain't rapping like some of the brothers. You ain't got to with the goldie and all that. I want to be your mother. We go to top baby. You know, all the other stuff. They say a whole bunch of stuff, and what people get trapped in because they don't know no better.
You don't know nothing.
They're like, well, this is the best thing. Oh, they look good, so they cute. I just listen to everything they say, and you get pulled away. Mm-hmm. Just like the serpent got Hawa. Mm-hmm. Y'all know it's Eve. Mm-hmm. Said all the right things that was wrong. Spoke to the flesh, spoke to desire instead of speaking to need. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When he said, I'm going to meet your need. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about the one. We'll deal with that later. But the thing is, what you need, first off, is me. Take my yoke upon you. My yoke is easy. Mm-hmm. My burden is light. Mm-hmm. If you sacrifice, if you give me this thing, look at what I will give you. The thing that you hold on and you thinking that it's so great, you thinking that you just need it so much, you're crying all night and stuff like that, and it ain't doing right by you, all that stuff. You're questioning yourself, you're going crazy, all those different things. He's like, give that to me. Ain't no value in that.
Father, help us.
If Father Abraham can sacrifice his son, only his beloved. I'm about to message now, his only begotten.
Oh, help us, Father.
Because Ishmael wasn't even supposed to be gotten.
Right.
Ishmael was gotten because he got something he wasn't supposed to have.
Yes.
But the one that's the promise. And that's when you really know you love him. You sacrifice the very thing he promised you. You want that, but you gave it to me. Why you want that? Give me what I promised you. If it ain't y'all, don't answer it. Give me what I promised you. I want that. If you really love me, you're going to give it to me.
Yes.
When he did that, then the angel, the messenger, or Malak of Yah did what? It came and said, don't kill her. I'm just paraphrasing because I ain't said that. It said it, but it didn't say it like that. It said, don't sacrifice the lad. Don't sacrifice the boy.
Right.
Now I see. Now I know you love him.
Right.
Because you were willing. He went so far as he had that knife. Now, how would you feel you sacrificing your child?
I know.
You got to look down at your child and see them looking up at you or see the eyes and knowing that this living, breathing thing that came from my body, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, and I'm about to jam this knife in them. I'm about to make them bleed and die. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing it because I love y'all, so you're going to have tears in your eyes. And that's what happens sometimes when you really sacrifice a thing that you want to hold on to. That's when you start crying.
Sad.
Because then it becomes real. And you're like, I know I got to give it. I want to hold on to it, but he wants it more.
Yes.
Don't be like that group, Lil Jones, and you sing, or Forever Jones, and you singing He Want It All, but you don't want to give all of it to him. Yes, that's a nice song. He want it all. He's like, yeah, I do. I do. He's like, don't tease me. Who likes to be teased? Anybody like to be teased?
Oh, no, that's good.
Especially like they tease, and they know you want it, and you start getting mad, don't you? He's like, why are you doing this? Well, the only person that's going to tease you when they know you want something is the person that don't want to give it to you. Mm-hmm. The person that really don't want you to have it, they just want to have control over you, and they love the fact that they can get you to do whatever they want you to do. Yeah. With the promise of giving you something that they really can't give you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he can give. He can make good.
Yeah, he can.
That's why we can do is stand on the promises of who?
Yeah.
of Yah. The messenger again said, don't do it. Abraham, don't do it. I know that you, Yahweh, or fear, which means to honor Yah, because you chose not to hold on to that thing that you love, but you chose to hold on to Yah instead. You chose Yah. And that should make us feel good, is the fact that he said you choose to hold on to the promise instead of the thing that he promised to you. That's when he knows. And then, of course, what did he do? He sent a substitute sacrifice. Then we see a second time we say that the messenger of Malak of Yah called to him and declared blessings for him and his descendants, who would also become blessings to the world. Verse 18. Are we not a blessing to the world even in our captivity?
Yep.
It said, because of our downfall became the riches of the world. But then I like it didn't stay there, because it then it ended up saying, but how much more will the world be blessed when we get back to our rightful spot? For those of us that's going to do and act right and not be like this foolishness that we see out here. I ain't talking about nobody. My dad's son was talking about what I'm talking about. Abraham found value in the son of the promise that he waited until he was 100 years old, but he found more value in Yah, and so he said, you know what? I'll give him up. I ain't going to hold on to my son. I'm going to hold on to you. I choose you. The same Yah that he called on at Beersheba, when he said, I'm calling on the name, or Bashem, of Yah, the everlasting El, is the same Yahweh that I'm trusting in now. And because of that trust and the promise of the ram in the bush that came, he named that place where the ram in the bush, which was a representation of the Mashiach, he named that place Yahweh Yireh, which means will provide, or Yah will provide. Yah, my provider. Is that good to you? Now we're going to go back into 32. In chapter 32, we saw that Jacob in the next text is wrestling with a man until the break of day, until the dawn. Break of day, break of day. And before that, you see, when you look at the verses previous to it, he cried out. He was praying because, well, I'm about to see big bro. He ain't just mad, he big mad. He's still angry because of what he lost. Yep. And it wasn't as much that he lost it as much as he gave it up. And then the thing is, y'all hated him anyway. I know that sound hurtful. What do you say? Esau have I what? Hated. Jacob have I loved. So, your haters are always going to get mad because they didn't get chosen. Right. Y'all didn't choose it. Why do you think people doing what they're doing to us now? Because y'all didn't choose. They still, especially now that we waking up, they looking like, it's really them? It's like, why would he choose them? Look at how they act. Look at what they do. They're a bunch of buffoons. All they want to do is play, drink, make babies, and just stay entertained. They want to be ratchet and trifling. They want to do everything that is not right, and then get mad at you because you tell them it's wrong. Right. It ain't them, not the jigaboo, not the coon, not the N-words. Look at them. Women showing all their body parts, just got a little bit of thread on. Men walking around with their pants all the way hanging to their ankles now. And the scripture said that the guys going to do that. They're going to be shamefaced walking around with the butt out. Scripture said this, and we don't realize it's talking about us. The boys like wild bulls in the streets, just chilling where I'm in at, hanging on corners. Yep. But we don't see it. We don't see it. Come on, Isaiah 4. Women will be holding on to one man. 7 women hold on to one man, saying, just give us your name. Oh, yeah, they still women like no sin, like Keith said. Yes. But the thing is, like, we don't need you to take care of us, do nothing else. All we want is just a baby. Lies. And the hair last day. Don't we see it? How many sisters you be seeing going on Maury and Jerry's trying all these different things, fighting over that no good dude? And he's smiling like, yeah, I'm a man. Right. Ask that man that's paying child support for 30-some kids. Okay. Working at a fast food restaurant. Guess how much his check is once the thing comes off all his kids. He only got about $8.
If that.
And the sad thing is all the kids only got about that much too, because he got 32 of them.
Right.
We doing all these foolish commercials, doing all this stupid music.
Yes.
We're sacrificing our dignity. We're sacrificing who we are as the chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of sacrificing all that bull crap to get him.
Yeah.
Gotta get that right, don't you? You got to. They think so.
Right.
And so we see that, again, Jacob did just like Father Abraham and his father Yishak. He prayed. He knew you know who to call when you get in trouble. You know who to call when you get afraid.
I'm just saying.
You know, like back then you didn't want me. But now you're in trouble, you all. I'm looking real good to you. I'm smelling good everything today. You need something. Oh, what y'all say, come through.
Yes.
Come through. I like the way they say, yeah.
Yes.
Come through. I ain't talking about nobody. I'm talking about what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, he wrestled with this man. And he refused to stop holding on to him. Even when he dislocated his hip. Now, some of y'all, like, you break a nail for the ladies. And the brothers be like, did something, be like, all right, I'm letting you go. You play too much. Well, I really don't want to. But he said, you know, you dislocated my hip. You really can't let you go.
Right.
I might not be able to grab hold of you again. My hip dislocated.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he say? He realized that there was something supernatural that was going on here.
Right.
Because what happened? You just chilling, you just got done praying, you didn't have your people, all the fellas you're in charge of, you already had them go across, you still on the other side. So he was waiting for something. He was like, I'm going to get an answer, I'm waiting, and all of a sudden this man disappeared. Just you, him, and y'all, and he just started wrestling with you. I'm like, hold on, I know what's going on here. I'm not going to let go. And the thing is, a lot of us are wrestling with things. We ask y'all to come, and then all of a sudden you start wrestling with it. And the thing is, y'all saying, you have to choose now. Are you going to hold on to me so that you can overcome that thing, and you can receive what it is you're looking for, or are you going to give up? But the thing is, we always want to hold on to the thing we don't need to, but when it's time to hold on, we want to quickly let go. I can't do that.
Wow.
I don't have the power. You're right, you don't. But you can hold on to the power, because greater is he.
That is in me.
Oh, shut up. No, they didn't say that. They ain't say that. No, they
That's that.
didn't say that. I'm going to still that one out. They didn't say that.
Yes, it did.
And then the other one is what it say. With Yah, everything is what? Possible. Without it, it ain't. And then come on, Philippians 4:13.
I can do all things.
Oh! But I can't follow Torah. Oh, I ain't saying that. I ain't throwing nobody out there. You can do all things with that. I digress. I said I wasn't going to do that. I'm sorry, Auntie, man. I'm sorry. No, I ain't. And so the thing is, look, he's wrestling with this man. He made the choice to hold on. Y'all remember that song, Holding On, and I'm going to let go of my faith. He was holding on. He's like, I ain't got nothing else but this moment. I don't know when I'm going to get another chance.
Right.
I asked for him. I asked for him, and he came to me. So I'm going to do everything I can in this moment, because what I'm facing, I got to get something out of it.
I know that's right.
What is waiting for me on the other side?
Yes.
I need thee.
Yeah.
Every hour.
Oh, bless me now. My Savior, I come to thee. What did it say?
I come to you.
So the thing is, he realized, he said, I'm in need.
Yes.
Please. Come through.
Yes.
Come through. Yes.
I'm going to hold on to you.
Yes. Come through.
The man said, let me go. Why you hold? No, I ain't going to let you go. No, bro.
I won't let go of my soul.
Because I asked for something and then you came. So my answer is in you being here and me wrestling with you. So now I ain't going to let you go.
Answer, yeah.
Let me go. It's about to be daytime. The break of day is coming. Get up off me. I ain't going to do it. Not playing. I'm in need. You know, I'm thirsty. You know
Right.
how you get when you get thirsty?
Yes. Desperate.
You see how people act when they thirsty?
They desperate.
But the sad thing is, we have an issue with being thirsty for Yah. We'll be thirsty for everything else but Yah. But that woman at the well, she learned to redirect her thirst.
Yes.
She up there just being all thirsty. And he hit it with that player word. Woman, if you knew who you was talking to,
Okay.
or you be thirsty for me, you be asking me, you wouldn't be flirting and all that other stuff. I know you be asking like, no, can I get some of that water? Not water.
Water. Some of that water.
Can I get some of that? Well, so the thing is, we have to look at how much do we really want him? How much are we going to hold on to him? Or how long will you hold on to him? You should never get tired of Yah.
Right.
You should never get tired of Yah. You should want Yah with everything. With all your heart, with all your soul, all your being, and say, I'm holding on. I'm not letting go. You have what I need. I love you. I want you. Or what the song said, I need you to survive.
Yes, I need you to survive.
But in that song, they're just talking about us needing each other, which is good, but the thing is, we really need Yah. Because all your skin folk ain't your kin folk.
Right.
Y'all with me? We almost there. We almost done. Crazy, y'all. Y'all ain't going to be here until 3 in the morning like y'all were last time. I love y'all. But again, look at when you look at what's waiting for you on the other side, after you called on Yah, you need to stay there with him. And I need all of my blood. I need all of that stuff. I need everything.
Yes. I want all that.
So that I am ready. When I cross onto the other side, I want to make sure that I got everything. I got all of what I need. I got my backup.
Right.
And so I'm trusting you. No, I ain't gonna let you go, man. I'm gonna wrestle with you till I get what I want. And that's what Yah wants us to do sometimes. Like, how long are you gonna do this? Let's see how much you really want this. You prayed, you asked me, come, I'm here. How many you want? How long will you struggle? How long will you strive with me? How long will you hold on to my word? I'm going to share 2 instances with y'all. You already know, the 4 to 5 members already know that one day I was a pharmacy tech years ago. Sitting there praising Yah and all that stuff while I'm on my job and doing it all in my head. Don't nobody know I'm having a Holy Spirit good time. And Yah. Everything in the head, in the spirit. And then all of a sudden he just stopped everything. He's like, hold on, cut it. Carlton, do you trust me? Yeah, I trust you. A second time, Carlton, do you trust me? I'm like, yeah, asked me that first. I said, yeah, come on, Yah, you know. I try to get a little irritated. Because I'm like, oh, you asking me? Do you know somebody? You try to tell me that I don't? Then the third time, Carlton, do you trust me? Yes, I trust you. Then he just like got ghost on me. 2 weeks after that, and my first marriage was already in shambles. As it was, a lot of stuff was going on that wasn't supposed to be going on. And wife left. And at that moment, I wasn't thinking about that. He was like, okay, because I asked for him to come when I was praising him. And so he said, do you trust me, God? Yeah. He reminded me, like, okay, remember you said this. He was happy with what I said after I asked 3 times. I remember Keeper, he did the same thing.
I just said
to
that.
Keeper.
Yeah. Yep.
And so the thing is, I'm like, now I have to prove it. She left. I was like, oh my gosh, this hurt. It didn't hurt as much because it showed me 3 years before that it was going to happen, but I was telling myself, nah, I'm just seeing this, I'm afraid because I do different things. But it happened, and the thing is, he warned me. And in that warning me, what he was doing is he's like, you need to sacrifice the thing that is keeping you from actually going deeper in a relationship with me. Because in so many ways, I was more focused on her and my relationship and trying to get things right and straight with her and trying to get her to see what a real relationship is and to stop doing the things she was doing. And he was like, you worried about the wrong relationship.
Right.
You putting in something that's already dead.
Wow.
And I came to give you life.
Wow.
And not just any kind of life, but I want you to have some abundant life. Let the dead bury the dead. And so I'm like, okay, I'm learning to trust. I start reading and really studying like I was supposed to. And I was already in ministry. I was still a half-young preacher. But the thing is, I started getting the best relationship because I finally really got to see him as he is in my life.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was going to help me in ministry a lot better because now I can go more in depth.
Yeah.
Because I really know who I'm talking about now. It's not I ain't playing with it and flirting with it.
Right.
I know.
Right.
And so one night, went to sleep, hold the Bible. That was like my bottle, my pacifier. Call myself to sleep sometimes, hold the Bible. Laying out there on the floor in my living room. I wake up in the morning, getting ready, and I'm pushing myself off. And also I just felt the Father just say, no, not yet. And so I was going in and out of sleep. It was kind of subconscious, in and out. And y'all fortified know I used to be a wrestler.
Yep.
And so I'm getting up, and then all of a sudden I feel this person get on me like we're in a wrestling position. And so I'm wrestling in my living room with this invisible man. I can see it. I can see the form, but I can see right there it's like transparent. Muscular, bald-headed looking guy. And I'm wrestling. And I'm like, cause I like to fight. So I wasn't thinking about that this thing is on me and how it's coming because I was used to spiritual stuff.
Yeah, right.
And at the time I thought I was wrestling a demon. But the thing is, I felt the presence of Yah sitting in my corner looking at the whole thing. So it took a few years later and I realized I was really wrestling an angel. Because sin can't sit in the presence of Yah.
Yeah, right.
So there was no way that no demon was going to feel comfortable with Yah staring at us in our midst, watching me.
Right.
And I wondered, did I miss out on getting a blessing? Because it didn't ask me for what I wanted.
Right.
But what he was showing me was learning to war and learning to trust and knowing that he is there.
Yeah.
And then also showing me, because as I wrestled this thing, I realized that this thing wasn't able to overcome me, that I was just as strong as this thing.
Right.
And so he was showing me, and I know it wasn't of myself, it was the power that he'd given me, but he's saying that you have a greater strength in you that I give you when you tap into it by trusting me.
Hallelujah. Yes.
He didn't change my name,
Yes.
but he changed my walk.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Just like he changed Father Jacob, he changed his walk and he changed his name.
Yes.
What Yah did was change his name in my life.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Because I stopped calling him title
Yes.
and started seeing him as dad.
Yes.
Started seeing him as friend.
Yes.
Started seeing him as confidant. Started seeing him as my help in the time of trouble. Started seeing him as everything. I started seeing him as I am.
Hallelujah.
Or Ahia, Asher, Ahia. I started seeing him as he is, like he wanted all along.
Yeah.
And so I know what it's like to wrestle an angel. And it felt good because I felt kindred with one of my patriarchs, Father Jacob, Israel. The thing is, the main thing that what happened with him, not only did he change his name, but he changed his walk. When he touched the hollow of that thigh, that baby thigh. And what was it? It's to prove so that not only do you remember, but when other people see your changed walk, they're going to know, because when your family left you, they saw you was walking one way. Right. But now when you cross over and you meet them, they're going to see something different about him.
Right, absolutely.
You know, his walk has changed.
Right.
You know, wives looking at him and be like, hold on, he something different.
Right.
Did your beard grow a little bit longer? So like something different.
Right.
And when we trust Yah and hold on to Yah, then our walk will be changed. Our life will be changed. We will no longer be called by that other stuff that the world calls us by. I ain't answering to that no more. I ain't Pookie and Ray Ray in them.
Right.
I'm a son or a daughter of Yah. I ain't no hood rat. I ain't trifling. I ain't ratchet.
Yes.
I ain't no hoe.
Yes.
I'm a son or daughter of Yah.
Yes.
I don't call myself a female dog. I don't say I'm worthless. I don't say I ain't nothing and you ain't gonna be nothing because I ain't nothing because I know I am something in him.
Right.
Because what the world saw as trash, and I'm speaking to my people right now, what the world saw as trash, Yah says not only are you a treasure, but you are the apple
Of my
eye.
Yes.
They never should have touched you
Right.
the way they did.
Right.
I just told them to just do this, but they went too far.
Yeah.
I'm going to get them. You can rest now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But only those who got their walk chain, only those who hold on to him and say, I will never let you go until you bless me. Bless me. Indeed, bless me. I am willing to give everything up. I'm willing to have my walk change. I'm willing to look different. I'm willing to look strange. As long. Because people willing to look strange for some change.
Right.
But you can't look strange for y'all.
Right.
Or they'll do some strange for some change. But we won't change for y'all, but you want everything. Choose you this day. That's what the scripture said. Who you want to serve? Either if it's evil in your eyes to serve Yah, don't serve him then. But as for me,
in my house.
Y'all know it.
In my house.
What we gonna do?
We're gonna serve.
We're gonna serve.
Yes.
So you stay over there if you want to stay
In my house.
in there, and while you seeing us riding good, looking good, feeling good, smelling good, living good, remember you could have been here too.
Yeah.
But you chose to hold on to. You know how silly it is to hold. It's like a person holding on to cancer or AIDS when there's a cure.
Yeah. Yes. Let's go.
You know, the doctor said you're gonna die unless you take this, and you're like, well, I don't want to work because the thing is, I gotta be on a regimen with that, and I gotta do all these different guidelines.
Yes.
That's too hard.
Yes.
Why can't I just say I love them? You know, organized religion, they told me grace. Grace.
Why you can't say?
Kick up, start dancing on the pews and all that other stuff. He said the only reason you have grace is because you follow my word.
Right.
That's what grace is. It's protection.
Right.
When you follow your parents' rules, you follow quote unquote their laws.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't gonna go there. We're gonna do it anyway. When you trust in that law, your parent, or anybody that's over you that's got authority, you're protected as long as you stay within that. But when some of us decide, you know, I'm pig-headed, I'm a generation of vipers, I'm stiff-necked, I'm stubborn, I want to do what I want to do.
I want to do what I want to do.
You told me to let that go so I can have you, then I don't let it go. You told me that I can ask what I will in your name and it'll be given to me if I follow what you say. I'm not going to cry and say, well, I hate you because you hate me. You don't do nothing. You're bad, pappy. You don't give me what I want. You don't treat me right. It's like, did you do what I told you to do? You too busy holding on to the world's words. You too busy holding on to the world's hand. If Hawa didn't hold on to the serpent's hand and held on to Yah's word that her husband gave her, could still be eating the fat plan, chilling. Running around naked, not being ashamed.
I'm telling you.
Talking to the animals.
I'm telling you.
If an animal talk to you now, you'll be like, you possessed. Back then, the animals talk too. You can understand.
Right.
Chilling in a rest, peacefulness, and just being in the presence of Yah. What is better than that?
No. Yes, sir.
But we always want to hold on to the thing that ain't worth nothing and put value in it.
You're right about that.
You know, if our people really realize that them dead presidents ain't nothing but some daggone slave owners with some green dye on some wood chips that they thinned out real good, we'd be like, hold on, there ain't no value in this. You putting bans on things that don't matter while they putting bonds on things that do matter, which is you. You care more about the stuff that ain't valuable.
Right.
Them little bit of jewels, only reason they got value is because man said it, but y'all was like, I find you valuable. Because did he die for the trees?
No.
Did he die for them greenbacks? Did he die for them diamonds and pearls?
No.
Did he die for the animals?
No.
Who did he die for?
That's us. Me.
He ain't died for the world. He died for Israel. Because the world was already, they didn't need to be saved. They wasn't lost. How do we know again, who did the Mashiach say I came for?
The lost sheep.
All right, let's go to Yohanan 3:16. But for God, some other way. Ain't that what they said?
Yep.
But the thing is, your children is your world, right?
Yep.
And you'll fight for your children. You will sacrifice yourself for who? Your children.
Yep.
Because you find value in what? Your children. They are the apple. They're supposed to be, I'm stabbing you. They're supposed to be the apple of your eye.
Right, absolutely.
They're supposed to be the thing that you are willing to sacrifice for. The things that you love the most. And that's why Yah also says, offer them up to me. Not the way that the heathens do, which actually mean kill them.
Right.
No, he's saying, give them to me as living sacrifices. How do you give them as living sacrifices? By teaching them his ways.
Mm-hmm.
Train up a child.
In the way they should go.
And when they get old,
They will not depart.
they will not. I'm a poster child for that.
You.
So the thing is, when you hold on to his word by giving his word to those you're supposed to. And again, like I said, we ain't talking bad about the Gentiles because there's provisions for them in the law.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't for you. Because you didn't need a savior.
Right.
A destroyed people need a savior. A people that lost their home need a savior. A people that lose their heritage and no longer know who they are. What? Need a savior, right?
Yeah.
Come on, talk to me. Y'all say it with your chest.
Amen.
When he changed his name, he didn't just change it to just dog kiss my foot. He changed it to Yisrael, which means Yah strives, or he will rule as / with Yah. What are we going to do as Israelites? In the new Jerusalem, when you get the new Shemayim of heaven and the new earth, we're supposed to rule like we were supposed to originally, and we are supposed to teach everybody about relationship with him and how to please him and how to honor him. We got next. That sounds good. I like that.
Yeah, we got next. Yeah.
But only those that hold on
To endure to the end.
and give up, which also means that we have to stop holding on our hatred of our enemies,
Yeah.
That's right.
of our oppressors.
You gotta let it go.
I don't have to hate you because y'all hate you for what you did.
Right.
Come on now.
Now, those that accept him and come into the fold and get into the family or quote unquote become grafted in, you fam now. But when you spend your life and your time hating somebody, you die faster. You end up being bitter. You end up being resentful. You end up just being not who you're supposed to be and hateful. You end up being ugly.
Yes.
It really is.
And ugly people act ugly.
Yes, they do. Come on now. Help
But
somebody.
they said beauty is only skin deep,
That's right.
but ugly.
It's the
It's the
bone.
boom, 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 boom,
Just
boom, ain't it?
for no reason.
And so the thing is, you have to realize that when I'm holding on to the things that kill me, I'm ugly.
Yeah.
When I hold on to the things that are going to kill me, I become ugly to everybody else and I hurt people.
Yeah.
Now we can say Yah is love. Not the way they do in organized religion, meaning he'll just let you do whatever you want and don't punish you.
No, that's not
But
true.
Yah is love meaning that I'm going to give you tough love. I'm going to give you whatever kind of love you need. I'm going to give you sacrificial love. Because no greater love.
To the man.
To do what?
To lay down his life
Which is sacrifice, ain't it?
for a friend.
Which means that I'm not holding on. This is valuable to me. But I'm not going to hold on to it. I want to give it. That's when you know that you truly love because you're willing to give. Not give them some crap. You give something that you want.
Right.
Absolutely.
You give something that means something to you. That's why he gave his only begotten son. That's why Abraham had to show that I'm giving my own. That's how Yah knows that I roll with him because I'm giving it. Jacob said, I'm not going to let you go. I'm holding on. I'm giving what? Me. Because while I'm wrestling with you and I'm holding on to you, that means that you got to hold on to me too. And so the thing is, we're supposed to hold on to Yah. As long as we hold on to him, he'll hold on to us because he said, if you come near to me, then I'll come near you.
Yes.
You know, if I don't hear no phone call, I ain't calling you.
Right.
I know where you at. I'm tired of chasing you. Y'all ever got tired of chasing something?
Yes.
Now, as women, y'all ain't supposed to be chasing anyway. Y'all supposed to be somebody supposed to find you. But the thing is, you get tired of chasing something sometimes because you be like, hold on, why am I doing all the work?
Right. You better come with it.
Why aren't you showing me? Why don't you meet me halfway?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what y'all are saying to us today. Get like your patriarchs. Get like your daddies of old. Look at what I did for them when they called on me.
Yeah.
And trusted me.
Yeah.
And held on to me.
Yeah.
He said, don't put all your trust. They didn't say you can't trust, but he said, don't put all your trust in him. Because what will he do?
He will let you down.
How many women is angry and bitter?
A lot.
Because they done held on to a man
He will.
that they shouldn't have trusted.
Mm-hmm.
How many men? Because we as men, we get God too. How many men heard, oh, I'm not going to hurt you like she did.
Yeah, they do.
You ain't got to worry. I'm not like her. You're like, you're right, you're worse. You're the devil with estrogen.
Honestly.
But the thing is, when we hold on to Yah, we trust him. When you're so close to Yah, you're going to hear him speak to you. He's going to tell you, decoy.
Yes.
He's going to tell you, that ain't the one. He's going to tell you, danger, Will Robinson. He's going to say, get up through. If you stay here, you going to pay. Warning, warning, warning.
Father.
Again, that's why we got to be just like Father Yaakov / Yeshua and hold on to him. Because when I'm holding on to him, can't nothing else get a hold of me. Because it ain't going to mess with me when I'm holding on to him.
That's right.
My wife's ex-husband had an issue with people coming up to him or coming up to her while he was walking with her. And he started walking behind and started getting scared because he ain't had the juice. But the thing he wasn't let her know, they knew that he wasn't that dude that was going to protect her. The way he walked with her was like, I'm giving the people enough space to be able to come in. Oh, but when she got crossed. Don't nobody walk up on her.
I know that's right.
But before I came in her life, nobody walked up on me.
I want third process.
Be like Shaul, I ain't boasting, but if I must boast, I will boast in Yah. Because what he put, when you got realness in you,
yes.
the fake things recognize and be like, nah, I don't want to mess with that.
Right.
I want them problems.
Yes.
So just like how when I walk with her, she can feel safe and protected because she knows ain't nobody going to come through. And then if they want it, they're going to get it. And that's just to show y'all, like I said, it ain't trying to be on the other, but that's to show y'all, because I'll tell you, everything I do is all about teaching.
Yeah.
Even when I ain't trying to, I don't mean for it to be, it ended up happening. This wasn't even in the message. But the thing is, you look at when we hold on to y'all like that, and we roll with y'all like that, you just walk around and be like, say something.
Right.
Look at what I'm saying the next to you. Go ahead. Or you said something last week. I don't hear no more crickets now. Because they look at y'all and be like, hold on. That's why when you look at Satan, every time Satan wants to try us, what he got to do? Got to get us away from y'all.
Yeah.
So when he come to y'all, be like, they don't do it because you're good to him.
Yeah.
In the book of Yeshua, that's what he was saying about Father Abraham. Look at him. He was crying and begging and making altars and doing all these other different things to get this boy. Now you give him your son. You give him a son, and he ain't offered up nothing to you yet. He ain't done none of these different things that he used to do. And the thing we have to realize is Satan, like he told Keeper, he asked for you. He's like, I need to get them away from him. What did he say with Job? He told Yah, he said, the only reason that Job is following you is because what? You're being too good to him. Everything has to be to get you away from Yah, to get you away from your relationship with Yah, to keep you from trusting Yah. But the thing is, the more they try to take you away from him, the more you need to hold on to him.
Amen.
I need to trust him.
Miss you listen?
I need to be. Well, y'all know when you're in love with somebody, I want to be where you are. Just so precious. Oh.
I want to be where you are. Wow.
Now, when you're in real love, yeah, you can go, oh yeah. It ain't I want to be, no, I'm going to be.
I know that's right. Come through, yes.
I'll be where you at. You there?
We in together.
Even if I ain't there physically, because I know you got me in your heart. I know you think about this.
Yes.
So I'm still gonna be there.
Yes.
And when you get home,
where you?
can I get an it is so?
It is so.
Can I get an it is well?
It is well.
Hallelujah.
It is so.
Hallelujah. And the thing is, you look at, he was holding on to him because he said, I need a personal relationship now. What did he ask him? After he wrestled with him, he said, okay, I'm going to bless you. He said, what's your name? And the malak of Yah, or the messenger or angel of Yah said, why you asking me what my name is?
Right.
I don't like when y'all do that. People be asking his name. I don't know why you asking. Now, when he told the Pharaoh, he said, just tell him this. He don't need to know my name. But with this one, when he told Father Yaakov / Israel, he just said, why you ask?
Yeah.
And then threw him off because he still didn't tell him his name. But the thing is, why did Yaakov ask him what his name was? Because now he's saying that I want to have an actual relationship with you. No longer do I want to call you the Elohim of my fathers, Abraham and Yishak. Now I want to call you my Elohim, and I want to call you by your name. When somebody trying to talk to you, at some point in the conversation, you want to know their name, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do I call you? Who are you? Because your characteristic and personality, we should know as our people, is in the name. That's why you can say there's power in the name.
Right.
Of Yehoshua.
Yes, it is.
Yehoshua, not Jesus.
Wow.
Why do you think they took the name of Yahweh out the script? Because they didn't want you to call on it. So they give you titles, make you say God. Y'all call me Maury. I know when you're talking to me, you're looking at me, I was like, there could be other Mauries around. I don't know if you're calling me or calling another one. But if you address me by my name, be like, Maury Carter, you'd be like Carlton. Because they know all about titles and stuff like that. I just want to know you know me. The demons know me. They know my name.
You know my
And people that's walking in the spirit and the power of Yah, they know your name too. You get on the map when you start holding on to him and start moving in power because you follow that script. But the thing is, I need to know that you know. What did Mashiach ask his disciples? Who the men say?
I am.
And then what? Then he got to it like, now let's make it personal.
Who do you say I am?
You've been walking with me. You've been rolling with me. I called you. I picked you. I chose you. Who do you say I am? Who do you say he is? Who do you choose? Do you choose the world?
Who you gonna say?
Or do you choose him? Because now is coming a time. I was sad when if the prophecy finally came that we were basically getting out of pruning the purging season, because I would love that. He originally told me it was indefinite, but all good things must come to an end in certain things. But what we walking into next, those of us that actually have been pruned and purged and got our act right, we walking into something beautiful. But the ones that ain't, we know the name to call on. All of us should know that. I want to know your name.
Right.
Hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. What your name is? Ain't that what the old head say? Which means I need to know your name so I know who to call. I don't just want to call just anybody. I want to know your name so that when I call your name, you know I'm talking to you and you respond to me. That's what he wanted. He's like, you changed my name, but now let me know what yours is.
Right.
I want this relationship now. I don't want to say Elohim of my fathers. I want to directly be able to say, this is who he is.
Right.
This is the characteristic that he brings. This is the power that he comes in. Is it good to you? We're about to be done. What we doing, y'all? Look, y'all got me doing the high voice again. He also learned, as we learned throughout Scripture, that when we call on Yah's and Yehoshua's name, you receive salvation/deliverance. I was going to have you go there, but don't go there. Just write it down. Yoel, or Joel, as they say in King Jimmy land, 2nd chapter, verse 32. And ironically, we find this same verse in Romans 10 and 13.
Come on now.
What? Original covenant stuff in the renewed covenant side? No.
Right.
In all of Israel.
Right.
I ain't being petty, am I? All of
Just a
Israel.
little bit.
All of Israel.
Just a little
Done
bit.
away with. Had to be on the left side of the book, right side of the book. Because that's old stuff. And when you look at Joel or Joel 2:32, that states that whoever calls on the name
Shall be saved.
of Yah will be saved.
That's it.
Now, how did we get on the original covenant side again? How did we?
I have no idea.
Who put that there?
That's the word.
Harper, who that one?
That's the word.
And so it shows when we call on his name. When Abraham called on his name, what happened? Salvation came through his son. But he just didn't have to actually go through with the offering. He said, he showed that I'm willing to apply this. And Yah said, okay, here's a ram in the bush.
Yeah.
Some of us is missing out on that ram in the bush for us. Because we choosing to hold on to the thing that he's asking for.
I don't let it go.
You want it all, but you don't want to give it all.
Let it go.
Yaakov/Israel learned as his fathers had to name the places that they met or encountered Yah. That's why I got my little altar up here to him. It's just 2 stones, but they his stones. And he told me to do it. So y'all can say whatever y'all want. I really don't care. But that is where I met him.
Right.
It has a name too, but y'all don't need to worry about that. That's his.
Okay.
But the thing is, we are supposed to build altars, not just have the physical manifestation, but we more so need to build it on our hearts.
That's right.
Because that's where he wants to dwell.
Yes.
In your heart.
That's right.
He's going to write his Torah. And who is Torah again? Yah.
Yeah.
His son, Yehoshua. I want to write it on the tablet of your heart because I know that's where it's going to stick. Because where a man's treasure is, his heart is also. So again, what you find valuable, you want to close it up. You don't want to leave it out there for anybody to get it. So your relationship with Yah should be closed up to where he can only touch it. You share it with people, but that's his.
Right.
You don't dilly-dally with sin.
Right.
You don't mess with the workers of iniquity.
Right.
You stay away from that stuff because you say, you know what? Y'all done been out there in the world. I done seen what the world had to offer. But they ain't giving what you giving.
Right.
I ain't never knew that this kind of love existed.
Right.
And then came you. So the poem right there. It was a song. You know how the men be rapping to the women sometimes? Y'all probably ain't got no dudes that actually have some rapping ability. Because these cats out here today, I'm just like, man, if I was a woman, I'd be single for the rest of my life. I know I ain't mean to say that. Yeah, I did. When we encounter Yah, we also need to build altars to him. Yaakov/Israel named that place that he met Yah Penuel, which means face of Yah. That's why he called it Penuel, because he said, I've seen Yah's face, and I ain't died.
Right.
Because what it say, man can't see Yah's face and live, right?
Yes.
Again, Yah showed him salvation and deliverance because he didn't end him.
Right.
They learned to find more value and trust in Yah. Is what these people that we talked about today, they learned to find more trust and value in Yah instead of what they desired or where they originally were holding on to. I don't know if y'all remember that account of the 2 women, and I promise I'm about to let it go. The 2 women were King Shlomo or King Solomon. The one lady, both of them gave birth. One lady laid on her child and killed the child in her sleep, and the other woman didn't. So when that woman woke up and realized her son was dead, she took the other lady's son
Yeah.
and put it next to her bosom because she's like, well, I still want to have a child.
Mhm.
And so when they came to King Shlomo, King Solomon, and he had already been a man of wisdom, he said, okay, I'll tell you what we do. How about I cut the child in half and y'all both have a piece of it? And the woman that wasn't a real mother, she's like, yes, let us do that because she was so hateful.